Hello everyone and welcome back to another Funko unboxing. I first want to start off with saying thank you all for being patient with me. A lot's been happening the past couple of months and I've been trying to get some video ideas planned out so that I can have ideas for when I get back to my video making mood. But thankfully, with the fall season coming around, we had the New York Comic Con that was supposed to happen, but hey, the pops were still released, and of course, I got some, and I wanted to wait until I had all that I ordered because some I got physically, some I got online, and my online order finally came in today, so I can now talk about it. But thankfully, I also have a couple more pops that aren't Comic-Con, but I got in between the New York Comic-Con session, so I'll just talk about all of them. I've got 8 here with me from 5 different stores, and let's begin. So we're going to start off with this one, which was the first one I've obtained and held on to talk about in this video, and I got it from Walmart, and that is Beetlejuice, specifically I think they call it the Carousel Beetlejuice on Pop Price Guide. But for those who don't know, I really like Beetlejuice. I watched it on Halloween and it's still really good. And when I saw that they were making a lot more new Beetlejuice pops, I was really excited because I wasn't a fan of the old Beetlejuice. Like, it did look like him, but I'm like, it's too basic. Maybe if you could do a little more with him, it would look cool. And thankfully, the new ones we've been getting, like the tour guide and the wedding one, they've looked really good. And of course, they've made a lot more this year. I don't know why. I don't think it's an anniversary, but this was one that I was really shocked at because I'll talk about it when we look at the pop, but I've been really excited about this one. And of course, with Walmart being Walmart, it was extremely hard to find this one. I had to go to so many different stores, but thankfully, at the last one I went to, there was like maybe 10, so I got there just in time. But anyway, let's open this one up. Oh, of course, keeping up with the tradition, we've got words on the tab, and it says, if you say his name 3 times, he'll come to life and he'll either help you or cause mischief, and that's a really cool detail. I'm pretty sure the newer ones do, but I wonder if the wedding one and the tour guide one had the same thing. But anyway, let's open this one up. Okay, he comes with a stand, which is nice because he's a really hefty character, but since I'm going to hold him, we won't be using that for now. But here we go. We'll spin him around. I like the detail with this one because it's really accurate to the scene where Lydia calls his name and he pops out of the ground, and it's one of my favorite moments. And he's got the carousel on his head with the bat wings, and it's really well detailed because I like the kind of rotting slime or whatever that's on his face. I like the mustache, the eyes, but they did a really good job at making the carousel and adding the little animals to it, just like in the movie. We even got the skull and bat on top, if you can see. I'm just trying to hold him up, but he looks so good. I love the details on this one. I love how they chose this Beetlejuice because I love that scene, and this is a really, really cool looking pop, and I'm glad I was able to find it because Walmart exclusives are such a pain to find. So with Walmart out of the way, we'll go on to Box Lunch, which is again another exclusive, and that is I think it's the Pie Day Spider-Man, or the Pizza Pie Spider-Man, or he has a lot of names, but I think he was made to celebrate Pie Day, which was March 14th. And of course, he's wearing an I Heart Pie shirt, and it's got a pizza on it. And of course, he's holding a box of pizza. And it looks like they're doing a new thing, which I'll say this. If they were just as detailed or just as unique as this one, I'll happily take more because this may be one of the best Spider-Man pops I've ever seen and now own, because I loved the Miles Morales one from last year where he's jumping in the air, and this one has a similar feel to it, but I feel like they put a lot more detail onto this one. So I can't wait to see what this one looks like out of the box. Hopefully that didn't break it, but we've got Spider-Man out. And of course they use the same head that's been used in like... Or you know what? Never mind. The eye on top isn't as pointy on like the Marvel movie one, so this could be a different head. But it just looks similar to the rest of the heads we've seen. But of course this is a completely different pose. Like the jump pose, the pizza shirt, the pizza flinging out. I love that he does that. The pizza kind of flying off, and you've got the detail of the sauce and the cheese and the crust. It looks like it's kind of sliding out as he's flying, and of course, kind of rare that we get a Spider-Man pop where he has a web, the thing that he uses to make him fly and swing around. But I like Spider-Man. I think he's a cool character, but I think with how detailed this one's just so perfect. So I'm glad that I was able to pick one of these up. Now we'll move on to Hot Topic, which I have two to show actually. I actually got this one on the day that I got one of the New York Comic Con ones I've wanted, and that is Champa from Dragon Ball, specifically Dragon Ball Super. For those who've watched my other pop unboxings, you're kind of like, finally, you own a Dragon Ball pop that isn't Goku, because I've got like 4, and those are the only Dragon Ball ones until now, where I got Champa. And again, I don't know much about the show, but I do know some info about the character, how he's like Beerus's brother, and they're both like super powerful gods that can destroy planets. And please don't judge me in the comments for not knowing about the show a lot, but I just thought this was a really cool looking character. I kind of like his pop design, and weirdly enough, they make him flocked, which makes sense because he's a cat. But anyway, let's open this guy up. Fun fact, I've never owned a flocked pop before until I got this one. So Champa is technically my first flocked pop, and yes, he does feel very fuzzy, and I do find it kind of weird that they make him only flocked. Like, there's not a flocked and also a common where it's all vinyl. It's just this one, which, to tell you the truth, I'd rather get the original vinyl, but I made an exception with Champa since there's only one of him, and the paint looks really nice. It's kind of bleeding on this side of the pants, and even his belt thing is kind of misaligned, but at least the thing around his neck looks nice, and I like the baggy pants. I like the tail in the back. I like how with Dragon Ball pops they have like the skin eyebrows. They're not just spray painted eyebrows. It gives off a lot of, it really pulls off the look more. But yeah, I really like how this one looks. It's simple yet very iconic, because you instantly know who this character is when you see the box or you see the figure. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to get this one, because I don't know how popular he is. I don't think he's super popular, but I just kind of wanted him, and he's really fuzzy and cool looking. So yeah, finally another Dragon Ball pop that isn't Goku. Continuing with Hot Topic, we're finally getting into the pops that I got for New York Comic Con, and they had a pretty good selection this year. Like, there wasn't any that I was into last year. Here there were a good amount where I'm like, wow, this looks really cool. I'm pretty happy with the ones I got. But anyway, on to the Hot Topic one, and that is the classic comic book guy from the hit series The Simpsons. And I even thought this one looked cool when I was looking at what New York Comic Con was going to offer. I was originally considering getting Nightwing, changed my mind to this, and honestly, I really like how this one looks. Again, it's very basic, but at the same time, I think they got some of the mini details really good on this one. Like, it's basic, yeah, but it's not in a pop pose or its hands are empty. They put a lot more into it. So let's take a look at this one. Not again. I really hope all this dropping doesn't mess up the vinyls. But anyway, we've got Comic Book Guy, and I know he has a name, but I'm just going to keep calling him Comic Book Guy. But you know what? I completely forgot he had a man bun. I kind of like how tiny he is. It's just kind of this flat hair and then just a tiny little man bun on the back. But yeah, they got the body pretty well. They got his outfit. They kind of have his stomach poking through the shirt. I like how he's wearing gloves. I like the comic book in the shield, which is kind of reminding me of vinyls because that's what I do with them. But anyway, I love the detail of the bongo comic on there, because if I'm not mistaken, the rabbit was kind of like an old Matt Groening idea, or he did have a comic with those rabbits, but I love that detail. What bothers me is that this paint is misaligned, and it's really bugging me. But no, I really like this one. I like the beard, I like the slanted eyes, I like the big nose. This one's just really perfect for conveying a simple yet iconic character like this. I can't think of anything else to add that would make this character perfect. He's just Funko's first and probably only attempt, and he's perfect. Not much else to say here. Now we're getting to the mail order that I got in today from Entertainment Earth, and for all you pop collectors, you already know what it is. I got both of them, but I'm going to start off with this one, and that is Mermaid Man from the hit kids show SpongeBob SquarePants. And weirdly enough, this was one that was kind of leaked early, though people thought he was going to be for the San Diego Comic-Con, which I feel like makes a little more sense because, I mean, he's an ocean character, summer, that would make sense. And this was one that I knew was going to be a bit of a big hit, mainly because for fans of SpongeBob, Mermaid Man is a really iconic character along with his sidekick. But wait till we get to him. So let's open this one up. Funny that this was my first time ordering from Entertainment Earth, and this one was weird because they took a long time delivering this one, because I ordered it the morning the New York Comic Con ones were released, and I had to wait almost a good month for this one to arrive. But looking at it, the paint has a lot of leaks, but I think he's designed real well. They got his design pretty much perfect. The round body, the look on his face, the hair. He totally looks like how you would convert a character like this into a pop. Yeah, I'm really glad I waited, and I feel so lucky to have gotten him off of Entertainment Earth, because if I just wanted Mermaid Man alone, I'd feel like I'd be paying like $50 for him instead of 15. So I'm glad I ordered him online and I waited, because he does look really cool. His design, again, like Comic Book Guy, they do it perfectly for such a simple character. Glad to add Mermaid Man to the SpongeBob collection, because I do have the old SpongeBob and Patrick, and it's nice to see one of their heroes in my collection. And how could I forget Barnacle Boy, yes. I wanted Mermaid Man a lot more than Barnacle Boy, but I had one of those moments where I'm like, okay, they're an unbreakable duo. If I'm gonna get one, I have to get both of them. And once again, I feel pretty lucky that I got Barnacle Boy at the same time, because I feel like a lot are gonna have the same mindset that I did, where I'm like, if I get one, I have to get both of them because they are the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy duo. And I am actually really curious to see how this one looks, because while Mermaid Man's very big, Barnacle Boy is very scrawny, so I want to see how they did this one. This one, maybe because he's a thinner figure, the paint job is a lot better on this one. Like, the boots kind of leak, and the gloves do too. He's got some sort of weird thing with his eyes. It almost looks like he's crying and the mascara is falling off of his eyes. But aside from that, this one looks really good. And once again, I like how they added some vinyl for his mask. It's not just a painted line. It feels like a mask around his eyes. Kind of like the Captain Crunch. I like how they added the nose piece because he's got a very big Squidward-like nose. I like how they morphed the frown on his face. Keeps it from looking like a generic pop head. No, this one looks really good too. Just so glad I'm able to have both Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy together, because again, they're like a big duo. So yeah, these were both from Entertainment Earth, and I'm so glad that I went online in time and I was able to grab both of these. And now we move on to the final two, which I both got from GameStop at different times, weirdly enough. But I'm going to first show the last and most anticipated NYCC exclusive this year for me, and that is the glow-in-the-dark Beetlejuice. And this kind of brings me back to what I was talking about with the original Beetlejuice design. I like how this one is the most basic form of Beetlejuice you could have gotten since that one. He's in his iconic outfit. He's not wearing any hat. He's not making a weird face. It's just straight up the Beetlejuice. And of course, his hand, basically his skin glows when you do it glow in the dark, and it has like a shiny green glow when it glows in the dark, and it looks really cool. So I can't wait to see this one out of the box, because this one glowed in box, but let's see what he looks like. And once again, his tab says Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I'm not going to say the last one. Oh, wow. His eyebrows aren't painted. They kind of have a ridge to them. Oh, and I love how sunken in his eyes are. That's a really good detail. And then they morphed a big smile on his face, which works because, I mean, Beetlejuice is such an eccentric, big-mouthed character that it only works for him. And of course, he's holding the handbook for the recently deceased, which is kind of odd because you never see him with the book. But I'll give it a pass because, for one, unlike Comic Book Guy, it's painted in nearly perfectly. And again, it's just the most basic form of Beetlejuice you can get since the common, aside from the fact that his head glows in the dark, but you get a better pose, you get a more accurate look and size. The hair is incredible. I love the crazy hair. Like, the original had crazy hair too, but it's not as detailed with how pointy and stringy this one is. So yeah, this might be my favorite of the Comic-Con ones this year. Like, Comic Book Guy is really cool, so is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, but I love Beetlejuice. I love how basic yet unique this one is with its detail. This one is really, really cool. So why not make any of the New York Comic Con ones last? Well, because I feel like this one is a lot more special to me. Because here's a short story. For almost 5.5 years, I've been collecting Funko Pops, and not once have I ever come across a chase or a chase in the wild, let's say, because I've been to a pop store where there's like a lot of them. Let's say this is the first chase in the wild that I've wanted, and the first one I've obtained for the almost 5.5 years I've been collecting Pops, and that is the Narrator from Fight Club, more specifically, Brad Pitt, not Brad Pitt, Edward Norton's character, and he comes with the little penguin. And this one's weird because I've seen Fight Club, but not in a long time, which is probably why I need to rewatch this movie. But when I saw they were going to make Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, I'm like, hey, these look cool. I'll be on the lookout for the Narrator if I come across him. And lo and behold, I did at my local GameStop a few weeks ago. And oh, I love the back, how they explain all the rules in order, or at least the first 8. I think that's a really cool detail. But no, this one I feel so glad to have gotten, because normally people sell chases for like normally between 20 to like 100. It depends on what it is. And I think he goes for around like $40, which is pretty pricey for a chase. Not super pricey, but not the cheapest. And I'm glad I came across this one. So let's finally open this one up. Oh, we got a quote here. Oh, that's cool, because then this one is only for this box, meaning the Brad Pitt character doesn't have this quote. Maybe it has a different quote, but I'll have to find the pop to make sure. So here we have the Narrator, and I do think it's kind of weird that they make such an important character to the movie the chase, and chases are super hard to find. But kind of countering that argument, I do like how they make the chase a completely different character. Like, it's not just one arm change, it's not a glow, it's not a head swap or anything. Like, this is a completely original new character. No, I'm so glad I came across this one so I don't have to pay a lot of money for him. I think he's designed really nicely. The paint is really good. I don't see any problems with it. It's not a problem, but it's an odd thing. The mouth is super weird. You can tell what they did was they had a white head pop, they spray painted the beard, and then they spray painted it again with the mouth. It's kind of like, why not have a spray paint that kind of has like a hole so that the spray paint doesn't get that area? It just makes it look really weird, because it's also kind of uneven on mine. It just looks like he has a very weird, hairy mouth. But ignoring that, I do like this pop, even though he's very basic. And okay, good, he can kind of stand, but let's get this little fella out. I have to be very careful with him, because I do have pops with little buddies with them. Like, I have Snoopy, Squirrel Girl, and if you saw the video, I have Zim with Gur, but this little fella's really, really tiny. It's so cute, because we do have penguin-based pops, but they're like the size of the humans, so it's nice that we now get a penguin that's size accurate, so it's just so tiny compared to this character. But no, I'm so glad that I found him in the wild, because again, he was one that I've been interested in, though not one that I would like waste my time to search for. Kind of like, I don't want to waste my time with that, but I'm glad that I just randomly came across him and I was able to take him home before anyone else could have. So yeah, this one means a lot to me right now, and I'm glad that I kind of end the collection video with this one. So yeah, these are my finds for this video. Got most of the Comic-Con ones I've wanted, as well as some exclusives, including one that I was lucky to come across by. So this was a really good hunt, like all the ones I found. And of course I can't call it a hunt because this is like from the past couple of weeks, because I've been waiting for Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy to come in. But it's nice that I give you a lot more than just the 4 Comic-Con ones I've wanted. So yeah, these are all great finds. I like all of these ones. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Also, comment down below which one of these pops is your favorite, either by design or because you like that movie or cartoon or whatever. Consider subscribing for more Funko unboxings as well as other content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.